Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ed and I am miles away from home. Right now we are in Dharamshala in India, and today we are going to be taking on the Triund Trek. In this video I am going to show you everything that you need to know to take on the Triund Trek whilst doing it myself, so you get an idea of what it's actually like. First things first, we're going to fuel up, so we're going to get some breakfast and then I will get you to the start of the trek. So this cafe is like at the top of Dharamshala, just below the start of the trailhead, which I'll get into in a minute, and they do dosas that apparently are delicious, so I'm going to have one of those to fuel up. Here we go then with the dosa. It's got a peanut and a tomato chutney. Looks absolutely banging, to be honest. Let's see. Look at the peanut. Never had a peanut chutney before. That's delicious. It's a load of like masala and potatoes and stuff in there. It's real good. Right, I'm going to grind this and then we'll get to the trailhead. Right, okay, breakfast done. I'm just going to get some water and some snacks. I hear that they have snack stations and cafes on the way, but just in case they don't, it's obviously important to have water and snacks and stuff, so it's a little shop here that will do the job for us. Okay, water and snacks acquired. I think it would be safe to assume that if you're watching this video, you know where the Triund Trek is, but just in case you don't, we're in Dharamshala. Dharamshala is in Himachal Pradesh, in the north of India. To get here, if you're flying in internationally, the nearest airports are Delhi and Amritsar. Dharamshala has an airport, but it's domestic, so you could get a connection flight from either of those places, or like overnight buses. It's going to be a lot of me blowing out my arse, by the way, because we're already going up a little stairs. If you're a backpacker like me and you're coming to Dharamshala, what I didn't know is that most of the accommodation is actually either in McLeodganj or Dharamkot. McLeodganj is like 5 kilometers away from Dharamshala, and Dharamkot's maybe another 4, so maybe like 9 kilometers away from Dharamshala, both up the mountain. And another thing that I didn't know about this area of India is that it's on a massive mountain. So to walk from McLeodganj to Dharamkot is basically all uphill. Not quite as bad as this, but very steep, and it will take you at least 40 minutes. And from Dharamshala to Dharamkot, maybe even 2 hours to do that walk. Mate, we've not even got to the start of the trek yet. Not even got to the trailhead and there's already bare stairs. Oh, this is going to be a long day. Alright, we just have to navigate this last steep bit, and then we're at the road where the start of the trail is. If you come from Upper Dharamkot, you will come up this way. You'll see this gate, and then these juice stand and like some cafes here. Basically, when you get to the top here, you want to turn right and then just follow the road up, and that should, I mean hopefully, because I don't actually know, take you to the start of the trailhead, and then you can crack on, mate. Actually, before we start, let's do a quick time check. So it's currently 8:47. I'll probably set off from down at the bottom of Dharamkot at like 8:20. So let's see how long it takes us to get to the top and then all the way down, so that you know roughly how long the day is going to take you and how much time you need. Even better, there's an actual sign that tells you that you're going the right way. Off we go. So I think this is like a really well trodden path. It's got signs and stuff already. So I think that you don't need to worry about GPS or getting lost or any of that sort of thing. I think there's going to be loads of people doing it, and even if there's not, there's loads of signs. If any of you watched the last video where I was hiking, I think 2 videos ago, you'll know that I got lost and I was on my own and it was all very stressful. I don't think that you need to worry about that with this one. Literally only just started and we've already got some awesome views of of the valley and of Dharamshala. Wow, I'm super excited to get to the top. So it's like super steep initially, and then after the first like 10 minutes of walking up, it kind of flattens out a little bit to this like steady incline, and you kind of just following the ridge line all the way around, which is nice. In terms of like how hot it is, basically a lot of this bit is in the shade, as you can see. So like, it's actually not that hot, but if you're in the sun, it really is. So like, be wary of that. First peak of the big mountain snow. At 9:30. So we've just reached this sign. Oh, I wonder what the time is. Wait there. Let's do a time check. It's 9:23, so like just over half an hour. We've done 2k supposedly, and we're at the quarter mark of 6k, which has just been pointed out to me is actually a third, so that's a good sign. So far has been relatively like okay. The initial bit was quite steep, and then like I said, the rest has been like just steady incline. In terms of like terrain, it's this like rocky path, but it's super well marked, and like pretty easy. So far you could be in trainers if you wanted to be. Oh yeah, if you watched the last video of me hiking and I slipped over, you'll be pleased to know I've got these new hiking shoes for 15 quid with treads, so I won't fall over. Made it to the 3 kilometre mark. They've got their maths right now. 3k is halfway. It's still just like very well marked stones, so not much really different to update you on. Just past the halfway point on the way up, we've come to like a little cafe, pizza point. I guess you can go like this way as well. Get water, snacks, milk, coffee, all sorts. So here's tip number 4, 5. Don't worry about carrying too much stuff if you don't want to like lug stuff up the mountain. You can get supplies from cafes along the mountain as well. There's also little water dispensers that you can use as well, which I can't because hands. Anyway, you can fill your water up here, you get the point. Fine, 9 monkeys bunks the pine cones, but someone has decided to literally ruin the game. Like, what kind of an arse do you have to be to do that? Anyway, that's just off the halfway. There's another cafe stand, so you really don't have to worry about bringing anything. There's like loads of cafe stands. And then following the ridge, it's very beautiful with the flowers and stuff, the rhododendrons. Alright, we get another sign here, near 3/4 mark, 1.5k to go. I'm now lost with these signs. I don't know how far is left, how far I've done, but it feels like we're flying, that's all I'm going to say. There's probably like another k to go to the top, and there's another tea stall. So much entertainment on this trail, but someone has also ruined the word search. Not that it was very hard by the looks of things. Hit the final k. There are like little horses that we're following, but they're not being treated very well. I don't like it. Let's go. I would say the last k or so gets a bit steeper. So like the first bit is steep, and it's like relatively nice uphill but kind of gentle. And then this bit has been pretty steep, and it looks pretty steep going up there. If you can see the horses on the camera, a few switchbacks, and then you're at the top. Nearly there. So we're very, very close to the top, and at this point you get to pick your path. I think the trail kind of splits off in all sorts of different directions. Shortest route I'm going for. Coming up to the very top. Whoa, oh my god. There you go. You get to the top of the ridge here, and then all of those peaks just, hell yeah, literally peek out at you. Wow, that's sick, mate. Wow, those mountains are awesome. I hope that the kind of camera gives some perspective on that. That's insane. Just come around that little corner there. Alright, so this is the peak of the Triund. We'll do a time check in a second. there are cafes, plenty of cafes. Oh, here we go. Hold on, there's a sign. Let's go to the sign. 2,875 meters. Ah, it's decent elevation. Wow. So there you go. Cafe over there. Cafe over there. People camp up here, which we will not be doing. And then I think that you can continue on, maybe up there. Maybe that's the real peak. Anyway, we're gonna have a stop and some food. Let's do a time check. Time check, 11:15. So we set off at 8:45. Time now is 11:15, so 3.5 hours to get to this point. There you go. If anything would motivate you to do this hike, it's gotta be the prospect of meeting little mountain good boy. Hello, doggy. Hello. Hello. Oh, friendly dog. You're a good boy. He's all regal at the top of his little mountain. This is my mountain, and you're all just guests. I don't know if you're even going to be able to see what I'm about to show you, but in the essence of showing how sick I am, that is where we came from, all the way down there. You can also see like waypoints along the way, little huts and stuff, the cafes. But yeah. So my 2 pence on the way up, it is like relatively challenging. It's quite steep, but it's pretty well paved. There's like stairs a lot of the way, and it's like really well marked. I would say that it's like a moderately challenging trail that is pretty doable for a lot of people. I'm sure the way down will be like a little bit annoying because of how steep it potentially is. This is the cafe that you have at the top, so water, Coke. I bet you can get like eggs, paraffin maybe. I think I might have over-ordered. I've ordered this bread omelette, which looks delicious. Could do with some salt. Actually, pretty good. It's kind of dry, but I don't really want to put ketchup on it. And I've also ordered a Maggie, which I'll show you in a second. The Maggie has arrived, and now I'm happy with my decision that I ordered 2 things because it's tiny. To be fair, Maggie fucking slaps. Like, this is just plain and it absolutely slaps. Any kind of pot noodle slaps, honestly. Who invented that? Shout out the Japanese. I think it was the Japanese that invented it. Shout out the Japanese for inventing pot noodles or packet noodles. Once you go above the Triund, the path kind of disappears, so you're left with like just navigating through the rocks on your own. We don't really know where we're going, but we figure up is good, and we're gonna just figure it out as we go along. Once again, in one of these vlogs, we've gone off-piste. The actual path, I don't know if you can see, is down there. We're very far above it, but we figure that the actual path is also coming up, so we'll kind of try and like meet it over there maybe. I don't know how good this plan is, but I have faith, so we're gonna make it work. Once again, I find myself scrambling down a mountain. I need to stop making this a regular occurrence on this channel. I do not condone scrambling on your butt down a mountain. Me, the path.
Alright guys, I can't leave you alone. Tip number 5.
Always follow the path. Do not follow Germans. Okay, we made it to the path. There was a brief detour involving a dropped camera, a mountain goat of a German, and some celebrations, but we're back on track. We're going the right way to the snow. If you make it to the temple, you're going the right way. That's all I'll say. Whoa, that's crazy. You can see the tree in there. We went over the top and then down. You could just come around the side. Never followed a German. Keep following the ridge line, you gain loads of elevation, and like the air gets like noticeably thinner and like a bit cooler, which is pretty sick. So when you can see like the mountain, you know that you're nearly there. I think I keep saying nearly there, and then we're not actually nearly there, so but I'm pretty sure this is nearly there. Just like that, boys and girls, made it to the snow. I actually think that from the Triund top you can probably do it in like 45 minutes if you really go for it. So obviously this has seen a lot of people, so it's well trodden, but it's real ass snow, baby. In India, it's crazy. So there you go, Triund hike, snowline. Completed it, mate. I really want to do a snow angel. Oh, it's hard. It's really hard snow, it's not like soft snow. That was pathetic. Nice. I love that sound. Freshly trodden snow. Hell yeah, worth it. Would 100% recommend coming up to the snowline. It's only like an extra hour and it's class. So there is the slide, and I would like to slide on the slide. Oh my god, I'm falling. Slide on the slide, so I'm going to slide on the slide. Here is the slide. Here is me. Oh. It's slippy, obviously. Ah! No! No! I'm too fat! That was such a bad idea. I created a hole. So even at the snow line, there is a dog, and you can camp, and there is chai and a shop to get water, etc. All the important information is here on this channel. Bosh. Okay, we are returning down the mountain. This is a time check. I've got like no battery, so this is a time check, and I'll check in when we get down the mountain. Quick time check. We are now back at the Triund, so we've come back down from the snow line, and it is 3:54, so just under an hour. Time check, setting off back down the mountain. It is 4:30. I will check in when we are back at the bottom. There you go then. I just hiked the Triund trail. Time check, 17:52, so less than an hour and a half on the way down. The GoPro died as soon as I recorded that clip and got to the bottom of the hill. So look, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you very much. If you watched this far, thank you for watching. I hope that was useful and insightful. If you do plan on doing the Triund Trek, let me know in the comments if you've done it before or you're planning on doing it. And look, like, subscribe, share it with your nan. I'll be back tomorrow with more from Dharamshala.